So we've tried to make Planet Super League as accessible to schools as possible. We've created curriculum content for classrooms for Key Stage 1, 2 and 3, which is works across curriculum maps of different subjects, which enables teachers to pick it up and use it within their lessons and cover a really important topic of sustainability and how people can have an action and try and do their bit to help the planet. It's really great to see schools like Irthlingborough Junior embedding it into their everyday life through things like forest school, through classroom activities and through general competition and school culture that takes place as well.
What struck us about Planet Super League was it gave us the opportunity to teach children about something which is fundamentally important to them and their future, which is climate change. And when we spoke to staff about the Planet Super League project and looked at the richness of the project beneath it, we recognised we could also explore issues like social justice and poverty, and it's really enabled us to have some really rich and interesting conversations with children about the world they live in. It is actually written in our improvement plan that we're using Planet Super League to teach children about climate change and social justice and poverty and those things that they really need to know to understand the world in which they live. Which then means that our governors know that we're doing it, it means that our parents will know that we're doing it, and it means that all of our staff, not just our teachers but all of our support staff, our whole school community is really aware that this thing is important to us. The next step to making it successful is to sort of engage in the competitive nature, the natural competitive nature of children and our staff who are incredibly competitive. Not to the point where we fall out over things, but it's just given us a real cultural sort of boost to the school in that we're talking about it, we're emailing each other about it, and we're competing with each other and sharing our kind of triumphs over social media, which is great because then our parents see it and then our parents start to share their contributions to Planet Super League over social media too. So it's created this whole kind of little subculture, this separate part of our community that's all about Planet Super League, turning your lights off, filling the dishwasher, and walking wherever we can. It's a really kind of enjoyable and exciting part of what we're doing this year at our school.
I think we can reduce the amount of meat that we eat because there are lots of substitutes, and if we stop eating more meat, because we don't have to eat it every day, it will reduce the gas and that will slow down climate change.
Really cut down the meat, it can really help slow down climate change because the meat from the farming to when it's on your plate, it's 30% contributing to climate change.
I'm actually a vegetarian and it helps the environment, but you also feel better, and as you said, there's a lot of substitutions, and although we can't repair the damage that climate change has caused, we can prevent it from getting any worse.
You can also, instead of putting on the heating when it gets cold, bring down blankets or duvets or wear jumpers, and that's equally as warm and probably more snuggly.
Another way to save electricity is if you're not in a room and it has a light on, turn it off.
I've enjoyed doing Planet Super League because if you're bored you can do something and get out of the house, and it's also good for the environment, but you can have fun while doing it as well.
I really like it because it gives you a really good feeling that you're like helping the planet and like changing your future, and sort of like steering everybody onto the right path.
And also, if you're on Planet Super League, you're like, if you're doing things for the environment, like you're creating a better future for the younger people.
Millipede. Thought there'd be a load of wood lice down here.
Yeah, and then run out.
Yeah, so working with Northampton Town has really enabled this project. We were persuaded by Damon to sign up, and after putting it as part of our school improvement plan, we knew that we needed somebody else in school to drive it, so we nominated Rory, who's our Northampton Town coach, that comes in 1.5 days a week to work with our children on growth mindset and resilience. So what Rory does each week is he nominates 3 targets for us to hit. He goes around to each classroom and shares those targets with the children. We then share it with staff on our staff briefing, and then we put those 3 targets on our weekly newsletter. So those 3 targets become our bread and butter of Planet Super League for the following week. And I think that really has meant that our school has been really successful in scoring lots and lots of goals for Northampton Town.
Other ways that Planet Super League I feel has helped not only just the community trust but also our link with the football club itself at Northampton Town is through the activities where the club are now invested in what we're doing and seeing what we're doing, and been really proud of the work that community trust has done, particularly in winning the Impact Award, where we were able to have 1,000 football pitches worth of Bolivian rainforest named after us because of the Impact Award that we'd completed in the previous season and won. The club has now invested in promoting it at the stadium as well, in and around the stadium, the toilets in the different areas, and we've embedded it in our community day, which is going to be cut up and running soon at a fixture where we'll then be able to engage with families and parents that we don't normally reach out to in schools up and down the county, where they'll actually come and take part in a challenge on the day and sign up and do activities for us. So it's not just affected directly with the schools and the children on a day-to-day basis, but now every match day, which is quite important because that's really one of the big areas where a lot of CO2 and issues take place with climate action.